Daisy here from Success Fitness. Today we're going to do a core workout. So we're going to need your mat, some water, make sure that you're sipping, not guzzling the water, and we're having some fun, right? So let's get going with the warm-up. So all I really want you to do is just getting sort of overall a little bit warmer than what you are right now. All right, so let's start with just a regular, nice little easy level 1 jumping jack. So getting those arms straight up. So even though we're working the core, do we need to warm up? Of course we do, right? So core work warm-up could be as simple as doing some lighter core type exercises, right? Or just in general, just doing some mobility type, stretching type exercises. So there's no right or wrong answer. The biggest thing is, why do we do a warm-up? Well, we need to warm up the body, getting the synovial fluids, flooding those joints with fluid, right? So that we're a little bit more limber. And I also feel that a warm-up really helps the mental status on where you're at and being prepped and ready for your workout. Okay, let's give me 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna cross your feet in the front in the same time that we're scissoring those arms, just to confuse you just a little bit. Okay, so tap the heels forward, getting those arms in there, and again, combining your upper and lower body, which gets your center, right? And press. Good. Tap those heels. Good work. Right, left. Nice deep breathing, get all that oxygen in at the same time. We're all doing fantastic today, right? And push it forward with that heel. Open up the chest a little bit more if you can, because as we're getting warmer, you should be able to feel a little bit more mobility in the rest of your body, right? And mentally we're kind of going, yes, I feel great. I feel energized. And push, push. 4, 3, 2. Let's hold it right here. We're going to squat and tap, reaching it up. Squat and tap, reaching it up. So when we're doing that squat, I really want you to think about hinging from the hips, but also bending through the knees. So it's not just a forward fold, we're actually hinging from both extremities at the same time. Really trying to reach those arms up towards the ceiling, right? Make yourself nice and tall. Make sure we're breathing into all of this, and press. Good, exhale out, lifting it up, reaching it nice and tall. As we get tired, we shouldn't be that tired, we usually tend to do this, right? But what I want you to do is bend your knees, yes? Bend your knees, lift, bend your knees, lift, bend your knees, lift. Good, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Okay, we're gonna hold it right here. I want you to take your legs nice and wide into a plie. So we're gonna come down as low as you can. Now we all have some sort of limitations, right? Mine are definitely my hips. So for me to go into a plie, it's not that easy. So dropping it down, hands go behind your ears, and all I'd like you to do is squeeze into the side. So this side of your abs are gonna be working. So squeezing into it, center, other side, and center. What we want to avoid from happening is your legs straightening back out. Okay, ready? Down, center, down, center, down, center, down, center. Good. 5, 6, 7, good job. 8, 2 more, 9, 1 more, 10. Let's hold it right here. We're gonna do the same thing, but this time I want you to reach down towards the back heel and back to the center. Come on, dip it down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes, 8, 2 more, you're still dipping down, 9, 1 more, and 10. And like Sonja, you said core. Digging in with this heels. We're still not plie. Those legs should feel a little bit more tired. We're going to reach it this time. So we're going to go down as the top hand reaches up. Okay, ready? And go. 1. Now can you touch the elbow down to the thigh. 3, give it a go. 4, here you go. 5, reach it up. 6, and again. 7, come on, try. 8, good. 9, one more. And 10. Whew, shake those legs out. We're going to take it down to the mat. We're going to be lying right on your back. We're going to have your knees bent, your feet on the floor, arms out to the side. And we're just going to start by warming up a little bit more isolated through that midsection. So what I'd like you to do is just drop your knees over to one side. Use your core, pull those knees back up, and then over to the other side. Okay? Dropping it over to one side and back up to the other side. Good work. Excellent for lifting. So the key is that we're using your core to draw the knees up and not your hands that are pressing down on the floor. Okay? Down we go. Pressing it up. Good job. How's that feeling? Feeling good, right? And again. Now, why do we want to have a strong core? Silence. Just kidding. The key is the strong core. It's like building a house with no foundation. Okay? So we need a nice strong foundation. So if you ever have low back issues or anything like that, we want to make sure that everything stays balanced. So just because you have a strong core, in general, when you're working on it, doesn't mean you're not going to get injured. Because we do tend to tax ourselves sometimes in a direction that is a bit too much. And that's how we tend to get hurt if we're lifting wrong. Last one. And release. We're going to pull both knees into your chest and give yourself a gentle rock side to side. Good. We're going to use those legs to rock ourselves up into a seated position. We're going to extend those legs nice and straight in front of you. We're going to take both hands over to one side, and we're going to kind of push our core into it as we're doing that. And we're going to alternate each side. So we're going to go over here. Now let's go to the other side. 2, over to the other side. 3, and again. 4, and again. 5, and again. 6, good. 7, 8. Now, the key is 10 to stay upright, right? So when we're reaching, we don't want to be rounding. I want you to reach and try to just tap the fingertips down, sort of the level with those hips. And again, down. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, good. 2, last one. And release. We're going to flip you around. We're going to go onto all fours. Hands are going to be right underneath your shoulders. Knees are right underneath your hips. And we're going to do a nice little cat and cow. So we're going to tuck your tailbone under. Okay, ready? Exhale, tucking the tailbone under. Inhale, releasing it back. And if you've been doing some of my classes, you would notice I always shift a little bit more back and release. Because the truth is we already have postures that are more rounded in the upper body, upper back. So we don't need to do more of this. We need to do more of this. Okay? Keep going. 5, exhale, inhale. 6, and release. Good. 7, and release. And again, 8, and release. Good. 2 more. 9, and release. Last one. 10, and release. We're going to go into a child pose, arms extended. Should feel a little bit warmer here. Let's walk over to one side, creating a nice little C shape. Getting into the lateral side of that rib cage. Let's take it over to the other side. Nice little lateral stretch. Breathing into it. And back to the center. We're going to walk all the way forward. And we're going to gently lower those hips down, opening up through the abdomen. We should feel a little bit more limber, right, into sort of the hip region. If this is too much for you, though, just drop to the elbows and just open up the chest from here. I got a nice little sunshine happening here. And back up. All right, we're going to go over back onto your lower back. We're going to lay right down into it. We're going to pull one knee towards your chest. If you've done some yoga Pilates classes with me, this is a single leg stretch. We're going to have one hand that we're holding onto, one knee, sorry, and then one leg extended. We're going to lift your head and shoulders here, and we're going to alternate. Ready, set, and and go. But this time we're not counting. We're going to do this with time, okay? So no counting required. And what I really want you to think about here is lifting from the upper abdominals, okay? So when we're lifting it up, it's not your neck doing all the work. Inhale, exhale. What I love about timing is that I can actually talk and maybe talk about form and technique, where if we're doing it with counting, it's kind of tough because I can only think about so many things at the same time. And press. Good. If the neck starts bothering you, take your head down, okay? And then come back up when you're ready. Because what happens is if we just stay down here because it just simply feels better, our neck will never get stronger, right? So we do want to come up, but what I want you to really think about is lifting from your shoulders and let the upper abdominals do the work. Give me 10 more seconds. Good job. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, and pull both knees in. Good. Take your head over to one side. Take the head over to the other side. We're going to do that same movement again, but this time I want your head up, but with your hands, your fingers, basically supporting the back of your head. So we're not wanting to clasp them together. We're just gently holding the back of your head. One leg extends, like doing a bicycle without the upper body. Ready? Let's go. Out and out. Out. Now lift those shoulders a little bit higher if you can. If this is getting too hard, just drop your shoulders and head down, right? And then do as many as you can, a little higher if you need to, right? And do as many as you can, supporting your neck and supporting that lower back, right? So the key is listen to your body here. Lift those shoulders. We should start feeling this, and your core should be getting nice and warm, okay? Pressing it out, pressing it out, pressing it out. You're doing awesome. Keep going. Come on. Core work 101, right? And press. And press. We all want a strong core, right? We know how important it is. The stronger your core is, the stronger the rest of your body will be. And press. 4, 3, 2, and time. Good. Bottoms of your feet push together. Knees separate. Hands stay behind your ears. Take it down for a sec. Give yourself a little break. Pull the pelvic in so your lower back is nice and safe. And we're going to crunch it up and down. Ready? And go. Curl it up and release. Now notice I don't go crazy fast here. I want to lower my shoulders in a controlled manner, right? And also when I lower, I don't create an arch in my lower back. I keep maintaining my pubic bone pulled in towards my navel. Keep your elbows slightly out, right? So don't pull it all tight in. And your hands are, again, they're just simply here to support your head. You're lifting from the shoulders so that we can use those upper abdominals to curl into. Good work. 20 more seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this, right? Strong core. You feel the burn? You're welcome. And push. Good. Exit out. Squeeze it. Come on, pull right into it. 4, 3, 2, and time. Good job. We're going to hold it here. We're going to do double crunches this time. So this time we're going to get your elbows and knees to come together to the center and then releasing it back down while lowering those legs. Careful of that lower back arch. Ready? And go. Curling it in and release. Curling it in. Now if this bothers your lower back, don't go as low with your feet. So maybe keep them stable right about here. Okay, if that still doesn't help, then maybe don't do the legs at all and continue just doing the upper abdominals and start working on your lower back strength. Keep going, don't stop. And again, good. Elbows to knees, knees to elbows. Come on, meet in the center and lift. Good, and lift. Awesome job. Keep going. Keep those knees apart, pressing into it. Exhale out. Woo. Come on. Doing awesome. Good work. And if you're doing this with me all week, don't stop, keep going. You're definitely going to feel your whole body, right? Little teeny aches and aches. One more. And time. And those little aches are good aches. So we don't want to have aches that are so painful that we can't move. Up we go. We're going to go into a V position. Feet off the ground, hands go behind, in front, not behind, in front, and we're gonna touch our hands behind. That's what I was gonna do, okay. Go right here, arms extend, let's hold it. We're gonna tap it, tap it, tap it, yes? Tap it, that gets too hard. Set your feet down to the ground and tapping it from here. So, those original workout, the exercises that we just already did, they definitely tired out the core a little bit more, right? So you might have to put your feet down where normally on the end of a workout you're like, oh, I normally can do this, but today, not so much, right? But that's okay. So working up to it, and we're working a little bit more on endurance when we're actually doing a full core workout, right? Now, are we working the core when we're doing a full body weight training exercise type program? Yes, absolutely. Our core is working the whole time. And this is why we're doing this, is to set ourselves up with that great foundation to more so support our whole body when we're doing those other workouts, right? And again, down and lift. Good, lean more back if you can. Down and lift. Good, feel the burn, right? Good job, down and lift. Lean more back if you need a little bit more challenging. Lift those feet to make it more challenging. Give me 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And release. Let's lay right back down. Pull the knees into your chest. Give yourself a gentle rock. All those exercises we just did, we're going to do them one more time. So we're going to do our single leg stretches with your hands grabbing one knee. Ready? 1 minute. Lift your head and shoulders and go. Right? So again, we're doing 1 full minute. Keep your shoulders lifted. Don't drop them. And pull. And pull. And pull. Those upper abdominals should be nice and warm. Maybe even a little hotter. Possibly on fire right about now. Right? So see where you're at, but always maintain your technique. If you lose your form and something is not feeling right, please do stop. 30 seconds. Keep your shoulders left lifted. If that's too much on the neck, just lower it down for a second until we can come back up, right? And then joining back into this point. Just do what you can, right? The beauty about doing this at home, wherever you are, is that you can pause me, right? For good reason though. And push, keep your shoulders lifted. Come on, come on. Last 4, 3, 2, and time. Good, both knees come in. We're going to continue the movement with the legs, but this time we're going to keep our hands behind your head. Okay? So, ready for that? Hands behind your head. Lifting it up. Legs like you're doing a bicycle crunch. And go. In and out. Yes? And push. Keep your shoulders lifted. Support your head with your hands. Pushing it out. Pulling it in. Yeah? Looking good. Come on. Don't forget to breathe. So one thing that happens a lot when we do core work, that we're just not breathing. And it sounds funny because people go, well, if I wouldn't be breathing, I wouldn't be here. And it's like, well, that's true. But if we hold our breath, we're not getting enough oxygen to the body to actually do the work that is coming. Keep your shoulders up. Keep those upper abdominals contracted. Okay? Come on. Lift through it. Lift through it. You got 15 more seconds. You got this. Come on. Pump it out. Pump it out. Pump it out. Are you lifting your shoulders? Crunch right into it. Come on. We're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Woo. Knees are apart, bottoms of your feet together. Hands go behind your ears. Pelvic tucked in. Butterfly position, crunching it up and down. In 4, 3, 2, let's go. Come on. We're not yanking on your head. Lifting from your shoulders. You're doing a fantastic job. Anything is better than nothing, right? Come on. Exhale. Squeeze it. Exhale. Squeeze it. Pulling into it. How does upper abs doing? Right? You should feel this up in here. Right? Your lower abdominals out of the equation currently. We're going to be working them. And push. Good work. Exhale out. Squeeze. Come on. And you can do these kind of workouts anytime during the week, right? We got a nice big library of exercises for you, all these videos to choose from, right? The key is to mix it up. I know we all have our favorite classes or favorite exercises we want to do, but the ones that are hardest, that's truly the ones that we need to do. And time. We're going to get your elbows and knees coming together this time. Pelvic tucked in. Ready? In 4, 3, 2, double it up. Let's go. Pulling it in and down. Pulling it in and down. Good job. Pulling it in and down. And again. Exhale, lift and down. Ooh, awesome work. Ooh, come on. And sometimes when we do certain classes, we just don't have enough time to get everything in, right? So sometimes if you're doing a 45-minute class with me and you're kind of going, oh, I really want to do some more ab work, and put this video on the end, and then add some of the core work into it, all right? And press. Up we go. And you don't have to do the whole thing. And down. And because you're already warmed up, you can skip that part. 15 seconds. Come on. Good work. Hang in there. 4, 3, 2, and time. Ooh, how's your core doing? We're going to come back up into a seated position. You can use one of your knees to rock yourself up to stay safe. All right, V position. Shoulders down and back. Leaning back into it. Feet on or off the ground. Hands go in front. We're going to reach in behind you to the opposite corner of your mat, right? So that's kind of our focus here. Ready? Let's go. Tapping it and tapping it. Tapping it and tapping. If it gets too hard or you feel this in your lower back, right? Be gentle. We don't want to be too gentle, right? And up and down we go. Now, I don't have a very good back, right? I really work on it hard. Sometimes a lot of people wouldn't know because they kind of go, oh, I wouldn't know you had a bad back. I don't call it a back. It's a tough one to say. A back. I call it like just, it's sensitive, and I have a chronic situation in my back. So I work really hard on maintaining my range of motion. I work really hard on strengthening, but I also have learned over the years what I should or should not do. And it's not so much what I can and cannot do, because we can always try things, but I have learned that there's definitely certain things that I really shouldn't do, because it will really aggravate things. And so for you, that's the same thing. We need to figure this out. And then also there might be something, a lower progression, like this is okay, but this might be just too much, even though it may challenge you a little bit more, right? But this might be a better position. And release. Let's sit nice and upright. Whew. Let's reach for the toes. Give yourself a nice little stretch to the lower back, upper back. Breathing into it. We're going to lay right back down onto your back, pulling those knees into your chest. Give yourself a gentle rock. How are we feeling? You're doing amazing, right? Okay, we're going to be doing some scissor legs with a crunch and reach. So we're going to have both legs up to start off with. Hands going to be behind your ears. We're going to let one leg go. And what we're going to do is we're going to reach to that side and down. Reaching to that side and down. Ready? Let's go. Reaching it up. Reaching it up. So we're just reaching to the outside of that top ankle as the opposite leg comes down to the floor. Now, having one leg up is nice because it supports our lower back a little bit better. Good. Try to reach a little bit higher if you can. Think about going to the outside of your ankle. Okay? So it's not just a twist. We're actually reaching into it so that we're actually using that core. Okay? Exhale on the lift. Inhale, release. Exhale on the lift. Inhale, release. Whoo! Come on. Keep those legs straight as we get tired. So you notice there is, I start bending my knees more. Good. Reaching it up. Give me 15 more seconds here. Ooh, yeah. Come on, push it. Ooh. Looking awesome. Ooh. And again. And time. Whew. All right, arms and legs fully extended. Give that core a nice little stretch. It's working hard and it deserves a nice little stretch. From this position, we're going to come into a sit-up with one knee pull. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up, like using our hands a little bit, reaching it, pull one knee in, and then coming back down other side. Ready? Let's go. Pulling it in and down. Pulling it in and down. If that's too hard, you can also do just a nice low impact one. You can lift your shoulders a little bit more with it, or taking it with me into that next level. Okay, so again, listen to your body. Okay, and just because you have a weaker lower back or something going on, doesn't mean that certain exercises you might surprise yourself, where you go, oh, I could totally do that, right? It's tough sometimes, because when we're dealing with pain, the last thing we want is get that pain back, right? So we do want to listen quite, well, what I'm trying to say is, I have no idea what I'm trying to say. Come on, let's go. We need to listen to our body. It's as simple as that, right? And getting more in tune with it. 4, 3, 2, and time. Whew. Let's hold it right here. Let's give yourself a little stretch. Cross one leg over, nice and upright, reaching behind and looking over that shoulder. And they're funny sometimes when you want to say something and it's on the tip of your tongue and your brain got it, but your mouth doesn't want to say it. We're going to switch it. Hugging that knee in, rotate, looking over your shoulder. How's that feeling? Feeling great, right? Let's turn you over on all fours. Hands underneath your shoulders. Let's give that lower back a little break. So we're going to tuck it under into that cat stretch. Again, shifting your weight a little bit back. Inhale, releasing it. And again, exhale, lift. Inhale, releasing it, right? Just trying to loosen up that lower back. And sometimes this is kind of nice to tune back in and kind of go, is everything good? Yes, we're all good. And release. Good. Let's hold it right here. Maintain a bit of that arch. Tuck your toes under. We're going to do a downward dog, and then we're going to do a knee pull plank. So we want to have our hands slightly out in front of you, and all what you do is you're going to go downward dog, then we're going to pull the knee into the elbow, like we're planking at the same time, and then coming back to the downward dog, alternating right, left. Ready, set, and go. So downward dog, plank. Downward dog, plank. Downward dog, plank. So when we're doing this, we're working the core, but we're still working your arms, your chest, your back. We're stretching. This is actually a really nice exercise all around to add into some of your workouts that you're doing, or even just on its own. And press and lift. Good. Every time I come up, I go into my heels, stretching those calves out, right? Taking advantage of this position. And pull. And lift. And pull. And lift. Come right down to that plank, right? Don't miss out on the plank. Try to get the elbow to touch with the knee. Good job. Pressing into it. Give me one more. And release. We're going to drop down to the elbow, side plank. And we're going to go into a side crunch. I know what I'm doing. All right. Side plank on the elbow. Bottom leg can be bent. A little bit easier to pivot on. We're going to have one hand behind. I'm just going to start it right here. We're going to crunch into it. So taking the knee and the elbow, pulling them in. Elbow goes behind the knee, and then extending that leg out. If you would like to work a little bit harder, we can go right up into that side plank, and then moving it from here, right? If you want to work harder yet, you can go right on top of the hands, right on top of the leg, and we can pull from right here. Completely up to you. Again, your level. You figure out what works best for you, okay? Because I can't be there, so you're going to have to do that. So I'm going to start at my lower level and then work myself up in 4, 3, 2, and time. So pulling it in. Here's your level 1, okay? Pulling it in. Level 1. Right, so you can start with me here, right? And then when you feel ready, so I usually do 15 seconds on one, and then I come up, then I continue on. Okay, so a little bit harder. Now, if this is too hard, then you know, okay, I gotta start lower, right? And pull. And pull. Now, if you want to take it up one more notch, you're gonna take it right up to the hand. You could stay still on the knee. Okay, so now we're working that bottom shoulder a little bit harder. And pull. Good. And pull. Right? Or you can also take this now and straighten both legs in the same time and then pull one knee in. I'm not going to do that. And pull. Talked about this already. Why? And pull. And time. Good job. Over to the other side. Same thing. We're going to start nice and low if you would like, or take it to the level. And notice how I fold my, my mat in, right? Just to give myself a little support. Ready, set, let's go. So I'm starting nice and low, pulling it in. That doesn't mean these guys are not working just because I'm in this position. As soon as I lift my hips, that just means that my abdominals, my obliques on the bottom side, are also working quite hard. Ready? Lift the hips if you can, and then pull it in from here. And pull, yeah? And pull, good. Exhale out, lift into it. Woo, and pull into it. Good job. Try to come up on your hand. Stay where you are with the knee. Keep going. Pull. And again. Pull. And again. Pull. And again. Pull. 15 more seconds. If you want to extend those legs here, right? You're going to come to here and then you got to balance at the same time, right? So do what you can. 2, 1 more. And time. Whew. Shake it out. Good job. We're going to go into a front plank. We're going to do some alternating kick-throughs. Actually, let's go right up on top of the hands. So, again, different levels, right? So, as we're here, what I'd like you to do is you're going to dip the knee in and out. So, it's kind of like doing a mountain climber, but I want you to think about the knee going more to the outside of the mat versus your elbow, okay? And then I'm going to take it into the next level from there. Ready? Lifting it up. Ready? And go. So, knee pulls through. Knee pulls through. Now, what I want you to do with that pull through is dip the hip more down towards the ground. Now, if you can add a little bit of a leg extension to it, okay? Leg extension to it. Do it controlled. This doesn't have to be happening fast. All right, if you want to work a little harder, let one hand go and pulling it through. I find this easier on the floor and not so much on the mat. Okay, keep going. Pull through, right? Because we don't want to take the mat with us. Pull through. You don't have to. We can stick right here and keep it fairly small and dip that hip down. Find a position and find a way of doing this. As Sonja's struggling. And press. Just don't seem to have the coordination today. 4, 3, 2, shake it out. Okay, we're going to go down onto your elbows into a plank. Let's just get you a little out here. We're going to go into a rainbow. So we can go into your knees, dipping your hip right, left, or we can come right up on your toes and dipping your hip right and left. I find sometimes my elbows are the ones that are usually barking at me before anything else. So cushioning it up a little bit usually does the trick. Ready, set, rainbow plank, and go. Dip the hip, center. Dip the hip, center. Dip the hip, center. Dip the hip, center. A little easier. Dip the hip, center. Dip the hip, center. Right? So just because it's easier doesn't mean it's easy. And press. Good. Down and center. Down and center. If you want to make it harder, right? Coming off the knees. If you want to make it even harder, you can go up, really taking it around. Really taking it around, right? So you decide what would be the best level for your body. But again, don't just do it because like, oh, this is easier, so I like the easier. It's more because easier you want to do because that's all the body can do. In 4, 3, 2, and shake it out. So you're going to feel this in your arms, right? So just because we're doing core work doesn't mean that the rest of the body's not working. Let's go right into a child pose, sitting back in those heels. From there, we're going to go into an up dog. And we're going to alternate this. Ready? Child, sit back, up dog, and up. Good. Child, and up dog. And again, 3, and up dog. Good. 4, and up dog. And again, 5. So it's nice little mobility here. 6, every time you go into the up dog, only go as low as you feel comfortable, opening the chest. Good. Give me 4 more. And up dog. 3 more. And up dog. Good, last 2. And up dog. Awesome. Last one. And release. Good. So a lot of times when we're on our hands, the wrists can get a little tired, right? So loosen them up a little bit, moving them around. We're going to go back on all fours, on your hands and knees. We're going to hold it right here. We're going to find some balance. So what I want you to do is opposite arm, opposite leg extension. When we do this, we don't want to see this hip rotating. You're pointing your toes always down towards the floor. It shouldn't be out here. As soon as your toe is pointing towards me, that means that you're rotating too much through the hips. Okay? So opposite arm, opposite leg extensions, shoulders down and back. Ready? And go. 1, nice and controlled. 2, notice how slow I go, right? 3, 4, 5. Good job. 6, there should be minimal movement happening. 7, in the hips. Think about lengthening the body. 8, 9, keep going. Exhale out. 10, bracing the core. 11, 12, 13, straightening it right out. 14, right? So this one is not about 15, how high we go. Lengthen it. 16, 17, 18, last 2, 1 more, and 20. Good work. Sit back in those heels, right? Shifting into the hips a little bit. We're going to do a high lunge. So we're going to take 1 foot forward. So let's start with your right leg forward. Your left leg is behind you. We're going to hold it right here. So I want you to stretch into those hips. We're going to take the hand that's inside of your foot, a little bit closer to the center of your body. This arm that's on the outside, you're going to rest your armpit right in that knee, and then I want you to open it up, rotating. Now, if this is too hard, where you kind of go, there's no way I can hold this position for very long, and then I want you to grab a chair and use the chair to get into a similar position, right? So sometimes we can lay our elbows on the chair, right, to do this, but I really want you to rotate so that we can rotate from your torso and getting a little bit more of a stretch sort of across the spine. We're also going to get that hip in there. Let's hold it for 4, 3, 2, and release. Good. Let's take it over to the other side. Once again, the one hand that's inside, we're going to keep it there. Back knee, let's lift it. Let's lower into that stretch so that we get that nice hip flexor stretch. Ready? Rotating into it. Keep that knee that's bent in front close to your chest and hold. Lowering yourself into that stretch. Keep holding it. We want to try to hold it for a good 30 seconds. Don't forget to breathe. Rotate as much as you can. Okay? Keep holding it. Keep holding it, looking up towards the ceiling if you can, for 4, 3, 2, and release. Good job. Let's have a seat. We're going to take the bottoms of your feet together. We're going to slide those feet in as close as you can get them. Drop those knees down to the sides. Grab those toes. I always say build a little basket around them. Drop them and then lean slightly forward. Should feel fairly good. If this is tough on your hips, sometimes sitting on a couple of yoga blocks, or if you have a Bosu ball, like a half a ball, sit on that, and then drop the knees. It'll make it a little bit easier. Try not to round your upper back too much, right? We want to lead more with the chest, leaning into it. Breathing into it is the key here, holding it. Good job. We're going to take one leg straight out. We're going to keep one foot into the inside of that extended leg, flexing your toes. Let's reach for the toes. Flexing that foot as much as you can. And again, there's stretching and then there's flexibility. So when we're stretching, we're holding a stretch for maybe 15 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. When we're working on flexibility, I really want you to think about lengthening the time of that stretch to maybe 2 minutes. So we would hold it here for a good 2 minutes, maybe go into it a little bit deeper if you can as the time progresses, because the muscles will slowly give you a little bit more give and you're able to come down a little bit lower. That is how we're going to gain more flexibility. So it's almost like meditating into that stretch, okay? That leg that's bent, we're going to step it over, hugging that knee in nice and snug. So we want to feel that stretch going down that leg. Keep yourself nice and upright. I'm going to rotate, looking over your shoulder. As you're rotating, we're inhaling and exhaling into it. Good job. And release. Opposite leg. We're going to straighten this leg out. Okay, opposite leg comes to the inner thigh. We're going to have this whole leg aligned to your hip. Stretching it forward. Grab the toe if you can. You can reach your toe, a nice little towel. Pulling on that towel and leaning forward works just as well. Holding it right here. Lean forward into it a little bit further if you can. Dropping that knee down so we're going to feel a little bit more of that lower back stretch. Exhaling into it again. We want to hold it a little bit longer, right? Because it's easy to just kind of go stretch, stretch, and coming right out of it, right? But again, try to hold it a little bit longer for 4, 3, 2, and up we go. We're going to take that leg, crossing it over, hug the knee in nice and snug. And again, get that torso nice and upright and looking over your shoulder. Inhale, exhale out. Get that nice stretch into the hip. Again, holding it here. Meditating, relaxing into that stretch, okay? Think about the muscles that you're trying to lengthen. The more we think about what we're doing, the more benefit the body gets out of it. Looking over that shoulder. And releasing out of it. Let's go back over on all fours. We're going to go back to your cat and cow. Exhale, rounding it up. Shift your weight a little bit more into that lower back. Inhale, releasing, coming forward. And again, exhale, rounding it back. Inhale, releasing it, coming forward. Give me 2 more of these. Exhale, rounding it. Inhale, releasing it. And sometimes it's surprising how these kind of workouts make us the most sore, and also how much harder a class like this can be. So we're used to maybe jumping around more, right? And we think, and then stretching it back, and with the jumping around, we're kind of going, oh no, this is a way better workout. It's like, but it's the balance of all of this: stretching, core work, working on flexibility, working on good eating, right? Good work. Walking those hands over to one side, C shape, head going down towards the floor. Right? the eating part is a big part. So you could work out, and wondering why you're so stagnant with the results. I have some great plans that I have on my website if you want to go check it out, successfitness.ca. And there's some great plans there for immune support, for sugar-free diets. If you're plant-based, have a plant-based diet, right? Or if you're a meat eater, and if you want something a little bit more specific towards your own personal needs, then you're going to have to contact me. Good job. And release. We're going to come right back up. Awesome. You did an amazing job. Again, if you want to spend a little more time on stretching at the end of these classes, please do so. There's no harm in that. One thing I can never give people enough instructions on is the stretching part and relaxation and in tune with your body and being a little bit more mindful on what's happening internally to your body. Make sure we hydrate, make sure you get some greens in, make sure you get some fruit in, okay? So nice variety of balance of exercise, movement, as well as fueling and hydrating. And get some sleep, right? And then we got it all, right? We're golden. Anyways, thank you so much for joining my class today. My name is Sonja from Success Fitness, and I will see you tomorrow. If today is your workout that is happening on Saturday today, then I'll see you tomorrow for some cardio kickboxing. Yeah? All right. Talk to you soon. Have a fantastic day.